Hi, I'm Yannick Belzil. I am a narrative designer at Tribute Games, and I'm here in Montreal to talk to you about the wonderful comics that inspired us on our new game, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. We're gonna start with this big one right here, Annihilation. Annihilation is the main comic book that our game was based on. There's Nova and Falavel, who are some of our playable characters in the game. Like a lot of what they do in the game is sourced from this very adventure. It's a 2006 crossover event where all of the cosmic characters of Marvel, the Marvel universe, got pulled into a war against Annihilus, who's the main baddie in this. So a lot of the story, Annihilus's characterization, the enemies, the bug soldiers, all of that stuff was sourced in this wonderful comic. And although our version is more all ages and colorful and action-filled, because that one is more serious, but still it's a great read. We have right here the first trade of the Guardians of the Galaxy that just came out right after Annihilation. Like that is, if you're familiar with the Guardians from the movies, like that's where pretty much they come from. But for us, it was a great inspiration for our version of Rocket Raccoon and our versions of Falavel, like a lot of their characteristics, their dialogue, their personality. Like we really got inspiration from that book, and it's also inspiring for a lot of the settings in the latter part of our game, which are all cosmic bound and not earth bound anymore. I am a big fan of the Heroes Return arc from the early 2000s. These adventures are really a lot of fun because they span the wide of the Marvel universe. They go in space, they go on Earth, they go in different dimensions. Like you feel like you're getting a full Marvel buffet when you read these books, and that's something we wanted to do with our game. Make sure that you travel like an interesting swath of the Marvel universe. Beta Ray Bill is like a really fun character. I would recommend a book like, let's say, this one, Argent Star, Beta Ray Bill, which is a fun standalone adventure in which Beta Ray Bill, who's an alien who's just as noble as Thor. Like back in his origin story, he was the only one noble enough to pick up Thor's hammer and thus became endowed with his powers. So he's a fun character because he's a big cyborg alien horse. One I feel like Stone Cold classic is like Mutant Genesis, which is the 1990s, I think it's 1991 or 1992, X-Men #1 reboot. Not reboot, but when they relaunched the title, and it was like the biggest selling comic at that point, and maybe still is, where the X-Men got reimagined with new looks and amazing and dynamic artwork. Like if you've enjoyed the animated series, like the designs are really sourced from these comics, and a lot of people like when we have our own version of Wolverine in the brown suit in our own game, people are like, oh, is it an homage to previous games? I'm like, no, it's because he has the brown suit in X-Men #1. That's why I wanted Wolverine to have his brown suit, because this is a new edition of it, but I had like the first version a long time ago. I read it over and over, and to me, like, the iconic Wolverine is the Wolverine from these panels, from these pages, so that's why he has like this brown suit in there. And also Storm in our game, like her look is really based on the look that she has in these as well. And yeah, that's the big X-Men part, but we also have another character. We have Phoenix, and you can't talk about Phoenix without talking about Dark Phoenix, which is like the seminal one of the seminal X-Men story of the 80s. This is like a wonderful, grand saga about the X-Men. It also, like, when it's time to write and create our version of the Phoenix character, like we had to go back to these books and see how she speaks and her demeanor and how to convey her power. Well, we had to go back to these stories. Also, as a beat-em-up writer, I really appreciate the dialogue and the writing of the books of these era, because everyone has distinct speech patterns, and when you need to communicate characters very quickly with different types of speaking, like getting inspirations from those comics, like you can't do any better than those. For Black Panther, like a lot of the modern image and in the public's imagination of Black Panther has been made really in the last 15-20 years. So it's less 90s inspired for us. Like a big inspiration for us was the mid 2000 runs of Black Panther, where a lot of how we know him from the movies and the rest of media inspirations was made in these mid 2000 run, and so that's where a lot of Wakanda was precise as how we know it now, and Wakanda is one of the levels in our games, and also our conception visually of Black Panther and how the powers that his suit has, and gameplay wise, this is something that we came up inspired from these types of books. So that comes a lot from that, and we have a bit of 90s influence as making him a martial artist, which was part of the character back then, but otherwise a lot of it comes from this run of books. For our version of Spider-Man, for me, there are a lot of definitive versions of Spider-Man across all eras, like he's a super rich characters, but for me what was interesting for our game is go straight into the 90s Spider-Man. So something like from that era, like because we also have Venom in our game, like all the maximum carnage and separation anxiety, and for me, like that's the iconic Spider-Man. The art of the 90s is the Spider-Man that pops up into my head when I think about the character, and that's what we based our version from. We were really thrilled to have She-Hulk in the game. She's one of my favorite characters. It's great. Character-focused drama, but it still has a lot of action, relationship. There's great soap opera stuff in it, which is not a bad word in my head for sure. It's great, and also in this, she is drawn as like massive and powerful, just like we have her in our game. Like it was really important for us to have her look like muscled and wrestler-like. And very powerful, which you want for a beat 'em up character. So yeah, a lot of that is inspired by the version of She-Hulk that we see in these books, and yeah, I recommend it wholeheartedly. Thanks for coming by with me in this wonderful comic book shop, and also I hope it inspired you to wishlist Marvel Cosmic Invasion, or maybe even buy it as soon as it's available on your favorite platforms.